You ever notice how loud your own thoughts can get? How sometimes, before the world even says a word to you, your own mind's already whispering doubt. You're not ready for this. You can't handle that. What if you fail again? We start losing battles long before we step onto the field, not because life hit us too hard, but because we believed the wrong voice. What if, for just 3 days, you decided to talk to yourself differently? What if for 3 days you didn't let that inner critic run your life, and instead you became your own coach, your own encourager, your own believer? Because here's the truth: what you say to yourself about yourself when nobody's watching, that's what decides who you become. Not the applause, not the recognition. It's the private conversations that determine your public confidence. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to affirm them, when the real transformation happens when you learn to affirm yourself. When you wake up in the morning, before your feet hit the ground, you've already got a choice to make. Will I speak life, or will I speak doubt? Will I remind myself of what's against me, or will I remind myself of what's inside me? You've got power in your words, and for 3 days I dare you to use that power on purpose. Start your morning by saying, I'm grateful, I'm growing, I'm guided. Even when you don't feel it, say it. Because the mind listens, and the heart starts to believe what the mouth keeps repeating. When you change the language you use, you begin to rewire the story you live. Most people don't realize you can't think yourself into greatness while speaking yourself into failure. You can't speak words of fear and expect a life of faith. So talk to yourself like someone who's on a mission. When fear comes, don't let it dictate the conversation. Speak back to it. I've come too far to stop now. When doubt creeps in, tell it, my purpose didn't come to play small. When you fail, remind yourself, this doesn't define me, it refines me. Every word you say is either feeding your destiny or starving it. See, some people think self-talk is just positivity or hype. It's not. It's strategy, it's discipline, it's the daily choice to align your words with your worth. The world doesn't owe you belief, that's your job. Because when you stop waiting for someone to speak life into you and start doing it yourself, that's when you grow unstoppable. You have to talk to yourself like a warrior in training, not a victim in waiting. A warrior speaks with intention. A victim reacts with emotion, and you know what the difference is. Ownership. Warriors own their words. They don't say, I can't. They say, I'm learning. They don't say, I failed. They say, I'm growing through it. For 3 days, imagine waking up and catching every negative thought before it gets out of your mouth. Imagine saying, no, that's not who I am anymore. Imagine walking through your day saying, I've got grace for this. I've got strength for this. I've got peace for this. And then imagine how different you'd feel after just 3 days of feeding your mind truth instead of fear. Your self-talk is the thermostat of your spirit. It sets the temperature for how high you rise or how quickly you quit. You can't speak like you're defeated and expect to walk like you're delivered. You can't keep calling yourself broken and expect to feel whole. So for 3 days, talk like the person you're becoming, not the one you used to be, because eventually your words start shaping your walk. You'll carry yourself differently. You'll think differently. People will notice something changing, but they won't understand that the real work happened in silence, in the moments when you decided to talk yourself into peace instead of panic, into courage instead of comfort, into purpose instead of pity. This is what I know. Your mind believes what you tell it the most. So if all you ever speak is fear, your life will look like fear. But if you speak faith even when you don't see it, even when it doesn't make sense, your life will begin to rise to match your words. 3 days, that's the challenge. 3 days of catching your doubt and flipping it into power. 3 days of talking to yourself like you already know you're chosen. 3 days of saying, I am becoming who I was born to be. Because when you talk to yourself with truth and purpose, you don't just motivate your mind, you awaken your soul. And once your soul wakes up, nothing in this world can silence it again. Words build or break. That's the truth most people overlook. Every single day, you are speaking something into your own life, whether you realize it or not. You're either building yourself up brick by brick with every sentence that comes out of your mouth, or you're tearing down the very foundation you're standing on. Because words aren't just sound, they're seeds, and the moment they leave your mouth, they start growing into your reality. You can't plant words of fear and expect a harvest of peace. You can't speak defeat and expect victory to show up. You can't keep telling yourself you're not enough and then wonder why you feel empty. Life listens when you speak, and your words send a message to your future. What are you telling it? For the next 3 days, I want you to test something. Every time a negative word wants to come out of your mouth, stop. Every time you want to say, I can't, pause and change it to, I will find a way. Every time you want to complain, switch it to gratitude, because your mouth can't produce both victory and victimhood at the same time. You've got to choose which one you're committed to. We live in a world that talks too much about the problem and not enough about the possibility. You can't win that way. The people who rise, who overcome, who walk in purpose, they don't ignore their challenges, but they don't give them power through their words either. They speak life into dry places. They speak strength into their storms. They speak destiny even when the situation looks dead. When you wake up, you have 2 conversations waiting on you, one with your fear and one with your faith. Whichever one you talk to longer will win. So for 3 days, let your faith be the loudest voice in your life. When fear says you're not ready, faith says you're built for this. When doubt says it's too hard, faith says nothing worth having ever came easy. When your situation says you've lost, faith whispers, watch what God can still do. Words are spiritual weapons. The tongue might be small, but it can set a fire that changes your whole world for better or for worse. Some of you are fighting battles not against other people, but against your own mouth. You keep speaking against your own blessing and then wondering why you're not walking in it. You can't curse your life all week and then pray for favor on Sunday. You can't talk down to yourself and expect your confidence to rise. You've got to get your words and your destiny in agreement. For 3 days, speak as if everything you say is planting tomorrow's reality. Because it is. Talk like the person you're becoming, not the one who's still afraid. Say, I'm healed. Say, I'm strong. Say, I'm focused. Even if it's not true yet, speak it until your faith catches up. The mind is a mirror. It reflects what it repeatedly hears. There's power in repetition. You don't change your life with one big speech. You change it by what you whisper to yourself every single day. Because the most dangerous sentence you can ever say is, that's just the way I am. No, that's the way you've spoken yourself into being. You can rewrite that story with your words. You can build a new identity one sentence at a time. Think about it. Everything great starts with a word. God spoke and the universe came alive. Coaches speak and teams rise. Parents speak and children believe. You speak and your spirit responds. So for 3 days, become intentional about your language. If you slip up, catch it. If you speak fear, flip it. If you speak weakness, reframe it. This is not about perfection, it's about awareness. It's about realizing that what you repeat becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes what you live. Start declaring things that stretch your faith. Say, I'm ready. Say, I'm capable. Say, I'm chosen for something bigger. Even when the situation doesn't change right away, keep speaking life because your words are preparing the ground for what's coming. You might not see it yet, but the atmosphere is listening. Some people think change happens when circumstances improve. No change begins when conversations improve. When you stop speaking from pain and start speaking from purpose. When you stop repeating what the world says about you and start repeating what God says about you. When your words start sounding like victory, your life starts feeling like victory. So for the next 3 days, speak life even if you have to whisper it through tears. Speak power even if your voice shakes. Speak destiny even if doubt tries to drown you out. Because the difference between breaking and breakthrough is often one sentence away. You are one conversation away from shifting your mindset, one declaration away from realigning your heart, one word away from turning fear into fuel. So talk like someone who's already won the battle. Because when you speak like that, life starts listening differently. Feelings change like the weather, but faith is the anchor that keeps you steady when everything around you starts to move. Feelings tell you what's happening, faith tells you what's possible. Feelings whisper, you're tired. Faith shouts back, you're stronger than you think. Feelings focus on what's missing, faith focuses on what's coming. And if you're going to talk to yourself for these 3 days with purpose, you've got to learn how to stop letting feelings write the script for your life. Because feelings will lie to you. They'll tell you you're not making progress when you're actually growing. They'll tell you nobody sees your effort when God's been watching every step. They'll tell you it's over when it's really just beginning. Feelings are temporary, but your faith, that's eternal. The danger comes when you start believing your emotions more than your mission. When you let how you feel dictate who you are. See, faith doesn't ignore the struggle, it just refuses to let the struggle have the final word. You can be hurting and still hopeful. You can be scared and still moving forward. You can be uncertain and still trust that God's got a plan. For 3 days, I want you to practice speaking faith even when your feelings are screaming the opposite. Because the moment you decide to trust your purpose more than your pain, that's the moment transformation begins. You might wake up and feel unmotivated. You might feel like you're not enough, like the weight's too heavy, like the odds are too high. But in that moment, don't speak what you feel, speak what you know. You know you've survived worse. You know you've been built by battles that tried to break you. You know that every breath you take is proof that God's not done with you yet. So even when your heart feels heavy, talk to yourself like a warrior. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I still believe. Faith doesn't mean everything feels easy. It means you choose to keep going even when nothing makes sense. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet don't look strong because of their muscles. They're strong because they learned how to believe through the storm. They learned how to talk themselves through dark nights with words like, "This pain has purpose," or "This delay is not denial." That's faith speaking life when life doesn't look like it's listening. When you live by feelings, you stop when it hurts. When you live by faith, you push until it's done. Feelings make excuses. Faith makes progress. Feelings wait for proof. Faith creates it. Feelings change with circumstance. Faith stands on conviction. So when you talk to yourself these 3 days, talk with conviction. Remind yourself that you were made for more than comfort. You were made for calling. Remind yourself that your path is not random, it's refined. Every challenge is shaping something in you that comfort never could. And maybe right now you're in a season that doesn't feel good. You're tired of waiting, tired of fighting, tired of carrying something heavy on your own. But this is where your words matter most, because the voice you believe in the valley determines the strength you walk with on the mountain. Don't let your emotions convince you that it's over. Tell yourself, this is not my ending, this is my preparation. Talk to yourself like you know that your story's still being written. You can't build faith in silence, you've got to speak it. You've got to declare it until it drowns out the noise. When fear says, "What if you fail?" answer back, "What if this is the moment I fly?" When your feelings say, "I'm not enough," answer back, "Grace says I already am." When the world says, "Be realistic," let faith say, "I walk by vision, not by sight." For 3 days, don't chase a feeling, chase the truth. Don't wait to feel ready, start talking like you are. Faith is not about being fearless, it's about speaking courage while you're shaking. It's about waking up tired and still saying, "Let's go." It's about trusting that even in your weakness, something greater is working through you. Your feelings will always fluctuate, but your faith can be fixed. Every time you speak faith, it silences fear. Every time you choose hope, it weakens doubt. Every time you affirm your purpose, it reminds your pain that it's temporary. You might not see the result on day 1 or day 2, but keep talking, keep believing, keep showing up. Because by day 3, something begins to shift, not because your circumstances changed, but because you did. That's the power of faith over feelings. You stop waiting to feel strong and start speaking like you already are. You stop letting fear decide your future and start declaring that every step, even the painful ones, are leading somewhere divine. You start realizing that real faith doesn't deny emotion, it directs it. It doesn't wait for light, it becomes the light. And once you've learned to talk to yourself with that kind of faith, no feeling, no failure, no storm can stop what's already been spoken over your life. Pain is part of the process. Nobody likes to hear that, but it's the truth. The moment you decide to grow, pain signs up to test how bad you want it. The moment you step toward purpose, resistance shows up to see if you mean it. Every dream, every calling, every breakthrough has a price tag, and pain is usually the currency. But here's what most people miss: pain is not punishment, it's preparation. It's proof that something inside you is being strengthened for what's next. Too many of us think purpose stops when it hurts. We think we've fallen off track when in reality, the pain is part of the track. You don't get to your destiny without walking through discomfort. The difference between the people who make it and the ones who quit is not talent, it's endurance. It's the ability to keep showing up when your heart is heavy and your body's tired. It's talking to yourself like, "I might be hurting, but I'm still here." Because purpose doesn't wait for perfect circumstances. Purpose shows up in the middle of the storm. Pain will try to convince you to stop. It'll whisper, "Why bother? Nobody sees your effort. Nobody cares how hard you're trying." But your job isn't to be seen, your job is to stay consistent. Because every step you take in pain builds a strength that comfort could never teach you. Every tear, every sacrifice, every late night, it's not wasted. It's woven into your story. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And when the time is right, what you've been watering with faith will rise. There's a moment when you have to decide that you're done letting pain dictate your pace. You've got to tell yourself, "I will not let what hurts stop what's holy inside me." Some people quit because they think struggle means God forgot them. No, struggle means He's shaping you. You don't grow faith in sunshine, you grow it in storms. You don't discover strength when everything's easy. You discover it when everything in you wants to give up, but you still whisper, "I trust you." For 3 days, I want you to speak to yourself like you understand that your pain has purpose. When you wake up, remind yourself, "This feeling won't last, but what I learned from it will." When fear hits, say, "I was built for this." When you feel alone, remind yourself, "Even here, I'm being developed." Pain doesn't pause your destiny, it prepares it. Every test you face is attached to the testimony you're going to tell later. Sometimes the greatest blessings come disguised as heartbreak. You lose something you thought you needed, only to realize it was making room for what you truly deserved. You walk through a valley you didn't plan, and it reveals a strength you didn't know you had. That's why you can't let temporary pain make you abandon eternal purpose. What hurts now is helping you become who you prayed to be. You've got to learn to talk yourself through the hurt. When it gets dark, speak light. When it feels heavy, speak strength. When it feels unfair, speak gratitude. Because your words during the pain are shaping the person who will walk in the promise. Every time you tell yourself, "Keep going," you're building emotional muscle. Every time you say, "This won't break me," you're reminding your spirit who's in charge. The truth is, pain will visit everyone, but purpose decides who it stays with. You can't control the storm, but you can control your response. You can let it make you bitter, or you can let it make you better. You can complain, or you can grow. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. The choice is yours, and that choice happens every time you open your mouth. So when it hurts, don't shut down, speak up. Say, "I'm not finished." Say, "There's meaning in this." Say, "My faith is greater than my frustration." That's not denial, that's direction. You're not pretending everything's okay, you're declaring that you'll be okay, because purpose doesn't pause for pain. Purpose keeps moving, limping if it has to, crawling if it must, but never quitting. One day, you'll look back and realize the pain that tried to break you built you. The nights you cried became the foundation of your strength. The moments you questioned everything taught you how to stand on faith instead of feelings. That's why you can't despise your process, you need it. It's molding you for the platform you've been praying for. So for these 3 days, don't just talk to yourself about surviving, talk to yourself about becoming. Remind yourself that pain isn't a period, it's a comma. The story isn't over yet. You're still being written, still being refined, still being positioned. And when you come out of this season, you won't just be stronger, you'll be wiser, clearer, and more anchored in purpose than ever before. Because when you learn that purpose doesn't pause for pain, you stop waiting for life to get easier and start realizing you're already equipped for the hard. Change doesn't happen in a moment, it happens in the moments you repeat. You don't transform your life by what you do once, you transform it by what you do consistently. Repetition is the quiet architect of renewal. It's the small voice that says, "Keep speaking life," even when nothing around you has shifted yet. It's waking up every morning and choosing the same words of faith, gratitude, and purpose until they stop feeling like effort and start feeling like identity. For 3 days, you've been learning how to talk to yourself differently, but here's the truth. 3 days isn't the destination, it's the beginning. Because repetition doesn't just change your language, it rewires your belief system. Every time you speak life, you're building a new pattern in your mind. Every time you affirm your worth, you're laying a new foundation in your heart. It might feel strange at first, it might feel fake, it might even feel forced, but faith often feels foreign before it feels familiar. Keep repeating it anyway. See, the problem isn't that people don't know what to say, it's that they give up too soon. They say one positive thing, face one setback, and go right back to the old script. You can't expect permanent results from temporary effort. You can't rebuild a broken mindset with one moment of motivation. Renewal is built through repetition. It's built through the daily decision to keep showing up, keep speaking truth, and keep believing that what you repeat today becomes who you are tomorrow. Think about how many years you've spent listening to fear, doubt, and insecurity. Those voices became habits. They became automatic. So don't be surprised if it takes time to silence them. That's not failure, that's growth in progress. Because every time you choose to replace that old pattern with a new one, you're training your mind to follow your faith instead of your fear. That's why repetition matters. It's how you rebuild your mental and spiritual reflexes. When you wake up in the morning, don't just think grateful thoughts, say them, speak them out loud. When your feet hit the ground, say, I'm alive, I'm thankful, I'm ready. When the day feels long, whisper to yourself, I'm built for this. When you lay down at night, repeat, I gave my best, I'm still growing, I'm still blessed. That's not just positivity, that's planting. Every word you water with repetition grows into renewal. Most people underestimate the power of small consistency. They think greatness is built in big moments, but it's really built in quiet ones when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one's validating. That's where renewal is born. When you repeat words of life in private, you're preparing for victory in public, because by the time the world hears your confidence, it's already been rehearsed 1,000 times in your own mind. You don't rise to the level of motivation, you rise to the level of your habits. Motivation fades, repetition remains. So if you want to stay grounded when storms come, make your faith your daily language. Let gratitude be your default setting. Let peace be your pattern. You can't control what tomorrow brings, but you can control the words you keep repeating today. And repetition doesn't just renew your thoughts, it renews your focus. When you keep speaking truth, it sharpens your perspective. You start noticing blessings you used to overlook. You start feeling strong in situations that used to shake you. That's renewal when the same old challenges don't break you the same old way. You're still in the fight, but you're fighting from a new place, a place of peace, power, and perspective. So for 3 days, you've been talking to yourself with intention, but don't stop now. Let this become your lifestyle. Let this become the way you walk, the way you think, the way you respond. Because when you repeat words of life long enough, you stop trying to convince yourself you just know. You start moving like someone who's already healed, already chosen, already equipped. The mind learns through repetition, but the spirit awakens through consistency. Keep feeding it truth until doubt runs out of space to live. Keep declaring strength until weakness loses its grip. Keep repeating faith until fear stops answering. That's how renewal happens, not all at once, but little by little, word by word, day by day. Maybe right now it doesn't look like it's working. Maybe you're repeating all the right things but still facing the same struggles. Don't stop, the work is happening beneath the surface. Every repetition is building a foundation that pain can't shake later. Every declaration is teaching your soul how to rise again when life tries to pull you down. Renewal doesn't rush, it roots, and the deeper the roots, the greater the growth. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep repeating, because one day you'll wake up and realize that the words you used to force have become the way you naturally think. The life you used to dream about is the one you're finally living, and you'll smile knowing that it didn't happen by accident, it happened because, for 3 days and beyond, you decided to talk to yourself like someone destined to win.